Yes, Caroline Spencer. Her trial just started. I'm calling to get some information on how it's going. Oh, you can't? Yeah, I understand. I just thought I'd try. Am I seeing things? Or has my long-lost sister come to visit?
It's me.
Ah, welcome back, Donna.
It's good to be back, Brooke.
I'm glad to see that you haven't forgotten about us completely.
Not a day goes by.
You look great.
Yeah, so do you.
So, fill me in on what's going on.
Oh, forget about me. It's Caroline who's making the news.
You know, her trial's underway.
Yeah, it's in all the papers. How's she handling it?
All things considered, she's doing just fine.
Good. Yeah, it's really terrible what happened.
Yeah, it is. But I want to hear about you. What's going on in my little sister's life?
Things are okay.
You wouldn't be keeping anything from me.
What do you mean?
There's been talk around the house.
What kind of talk? Brooke, I have the right to know.
There's speculation that you might be pregnant.
Oh, I can't believe this. You know, I told Mom that I wasn't. Are you gonna get that?
Katie's in the kitchen, she will. Now, tell me, are you or are you not pregnant?
No, Brooke, I'm not.
I'm so glad. I mean, you're much too young, not to mention unmarried.
Look, do you mind if we just change the subject?
Sure. Donna, when's the last time you and I sat down and had an honest talk? Two sisters getting together and opening up with each other?
You know, I really need that. Lately, I've had nobody to talk to. I mean, really talk to.
Well, I'm here for you, kiddo. I'll always be here for you.
Thanks. Oh, God. I don't know where to begin.
Why don't you start with Mark? And why can't you talk to him? Touchy subject, huh?
Let's just say things aren't the way they used to be.
In what way?
I just don't think we're a match made in heaven.
Well, then come home. You're young. There will be a lot of other guys. Uh-oh. Unless there is already.
No, not really.
Tell me about him.
He's great. He's funny, he's hardworking, and he's really secure with himself. He's everything that Mark isn't. And you would not believe the drive and determination in this guy. I mean, he is so ambitious and he's gonna make it in this world. I have no doubt in my mind that he's gonna succeed. But you know what I like about him most? He's a free spirit. He's not afraid to try things or to go against the grain. I really respect that.
Well, sounds like one heck of a guy.
He's something, all right.
Does this dreamboat have a name?
Donna, hi. I didn't know you were here. Hi, Katie.
I guess who just called me? Rocco, he's coming over right now to take me out. God, I gotta change.
Your Honor, I call Mr. Charles Barnes to the stand.
You won't be smiling when this is all over. I promise you.
I don't know what she's talking about. I wasn't smiling at her. She's really weird.
What was that all about?
Never mind. Let's just get this man. We have to get him.
What is your business or occupation, Mr. Barnes?
I have an ice cream truck.
Where do you sell ice cream?
On the street, generally in the area of Beverly and 3rd.
Did you work that area during the early evening hours of August 10th, 1987?
Yes, sir, I did.
And calling your attention to that date, place, and time, did you have occasion to see a young woman since identified to you as Caroline Spencer?
Yes, sir.
Do you see Miss Spencer here in the courtroom?
Yes, sir, right there.
What was she doing that time you saw her?
She and the fella she was with bought some ice cream from me.
She was with a man?
She was.
How do you know that?
He ordered and paid for the ice cream.
Please look around the courtroom and tell Her Honor if you see him seated here.
Sure do. He's seated with that lady over there at the table.
May the record indicate, Your Honor, that the witness has identified the defendant, Ronald Deacon.
It may. Proceed.
What happened after they got the ice cream?
They walked away.
Together?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Barnes, is there any question in your mind that approximately 1/2 hour before Caroline Spencer was raped, according to the evidence we've heard, she and this man were together?
No, there isn't.
I have nothing further. Counsel may cross-examine.
Judge, if I had known that this was all counsel expected to prove from the witness, we could have stipulated.
Your Honor, Miss West knows that we have to prove every element of our case. If she had wanted to formally admit that her client was with Miss Spencer that night, we would have been happy to talk over a stipulation with her. As it is, I'm required to bring in our witness to establish that Mr. Deacon is indeed the person who committed this crime.
Counsel knows I'm not about to enter into that kind of stipulation.
Then don't try to curry favor with the judge by suggesting that I'm wasting her time. I do what the law requires me to do, not because I want to drag this case out or for any other reason.
All right. That's enough. Get on with the cross if you have any.
Just briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Barnes, how is it that you specifically remember Mr. Deacon's ordering and paying for the ice cream?
I just do.
You have that good a memory?
It's pretty good.
Didn't you have any other customers at the time?
No, not then.
So then you have a fairly vivid recollection of Miss Spencer and Mr. Deacon. Is that right, Mr. Barnes?
I'd say better than fairly, miss.
Would you say excellent?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, based on what you saw and heard that evening, how would you describe the relationship between Miss Spencer and Mr. Deacon?
Like I told the police, she and her boyfriend seemed like a really nice couple.
Did you see or hear anything that would lead you to believe that Miss Spencer did not want to be with Mr. Deacon or that she was uncomfortable with him?
No, they was real friendly.
Like strangers that had just met?
They didn't seem that way to me.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes. You've been most helpful.
Any redirect?
Just a couple of questions, Your Honor. Mr. Barnes, on what do you base your testimony about Miss Spencer and Mr. Deacon's supposed relationship?
They looked like a nice couple, that's all.
Did they kiss or hold hands or touch in any fashion?
No.
Isn't it true, Mr. Barnes, that the only reason that you thought they were a couple was because Mr. Deacon ordered and paid for both ice cream bars?
Yeah, I suppose so.
And if he hadn't ordered and paid for both ice cream bars?
They would have been like any other two people you see on the street.
That's all, Mr. Barnes. Thank you for clearing that up.
Brooke, I better get going.
Donna, wait. That other man you were telling me about. It's Rocco, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Rocco. And I think it would be better if I was gone by the time he gets here.
Yeah, I don't think that would be such a bad idea. We'll talk about this later, okay?
I'd like that.
Bye.
Donna, I wasn't expecting you to be here.
Hi, Rocco.
Hey, looking good. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yo, Brooke.
Hi, Rocco.
Hi. Yeah, I tried calling you. There was no answer, so I...
Rocco at the door.
Katie. Yo, Katie. Whoa. You look like a picture right out of a magazine.
Yeah, right. Try a comic book.
Hey, you are not gonna get down on yourself all night, are you?
If I'm with you, not a chance.
That's my girl.
What did you have planned?
Well, now I can't tell you that, because that would ruin the surprise.
Oh, we won't be too late.
Nah. Ready?
Yeah. Well, have fun, you guys.
Yeah, have fun.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Doctor, tell the court, when and where did you examine Caroline Spencer?
In the late evening of August 10th at the hospital emergency room.
Of what did your examination consist?
I did both an external and internal examination, and I also took various samples that the police department requires us to take.
What kind of samples?
Fingernail clippings, blood and hair samples, and vaginal smears.
And what did you do with those samples?
We kept some of the blood samples to check for disease. The rest of the samples I turned over to the police crime laboratory.
Now, you say you also did external and internal examinations. What did the external examinations disclose?
Brooke, help me.
To tell you the truth, I'm really blown away by all this.
You think I'm a fool for getting myself into these situations.
You never cease to amaze me, that's for sure.
Brooke, I had no intention of complicating my life this way, much less Katie's.
I'm sure you didn't.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's only one thing I can do.
Which is?
Keep my distance from Rocco. I can live without him. If I have to.
Donna, I know how you are with men.
What does that mean?
You just have a tendency to think with your heart, not with your head.
Yeah, well, not when my sister's involved.
Well, that's good to hear.
You saw Katie? She's like a completely different person when Rocco's around. She's excited and bubbly. She completely forgets about her complexion. Her whole face lit up when he hugged her.
Rocco does wonders for her. She's never been as happy in her whole life as she has been with him.
You know, after all the trouble and heartache that our little sister's been through, there's no way I could take away the only thing that brings her so much joy. No matter what he means to me.
Are you willing to make that sacrifice?
To see Katie happy, I'll do anything.
Donna, if you're really going to back away from Rocco, there's no turning back. He's Katie's first boyfriend. If she were to ever see you two together...
She's already caught us kissing.
She didn't.
When Rocco came over for that family dinner last month,
Well, how did she feel?
she kept it to herself for a while, then she told Rocco. I had to talk to her about it.
What did you say?
That it didn't mean anything, that it was just a stupid, spontaneous kiss that never should have happened. But she was hurt. She was really hurt.
Donna, our sister's extremely sensitive and fragile. If she were to see you two together again, I mean, she could go into a deep depression.
I realize that. And now that I have Katie's trust back, I'm not ever gonna do anything to lose it. So don't worry.
Well, I am worried. I mean, this whole thing could just blow up like a time bomb.
Brooke, trust me. I said I would stay away from Rocco, and I will.
Okay. I'll trust you. But what about Rocco?
What about him?
I saw the way he looks at you.
Brooke, you can mark my words. From now on, Rocco Carner and I are just friends. No more hugging, no more kissing, no more anything. Friends. That's the way it's got to be. I made my decision, and I'm gonna stand by it.
My external examination showed that Miss Spencer's blood pressure and heart rate were elevated. She had been crying, her eyes puffed and bloodshot. Other than that, the external examination revealed nothing remarkable.
What about the internal examination?
The internal examination revealed some vaginal bleeding and a recently ruptured hymen.
What's the significance of these findings, Doctor?
Miss Spencer had recently had sexual intercourse.
Anything else?
She had been a virgin prior to that.
Miss Spencer had been a virgin. Thank you, Doctor. You may cross-examine.
Doctor, the elevated heart rate and blood pressure that you referred to, your findings in that area are totally consistent with an individual's response to any exciting event, are they not?
Yes, that is so.
So that an elevated blood pressure and an elevated heart rate are not necessarily indicative of trauma, are they?
No.
A person's heart rate and blood pressure can become elevated as a result of any emotionally exciting, as differentiated from disturbing event. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Now, you also referred to finding evidence of bleeding and a ruptured hymen.
Yes.
Are these findings necessarily indicative of rape?
They can be, yes.
Are you saying that these findings confirm that the woman was raped?
Well, no. No, I really have no way of knowing that.
All you can say is that these findings show that the woman possibly had intercourse, isn't that right?
Yes.
What caused the bleeding?
The rupturing of the hymen.
And how do you use the term rupture?
To mean broken.
Does the term itself make any reference to the manner in which the hymen was broken?
No. No, it merely was broken.
It could have been broken by a consensual act of intercourse?
Certainly.
And if it was broken in this manner, would there have been bleeding just as you found in this case?
Yes.
And might there also have been an elevated blood pressure and an elevated heart rate from the excitement of the event, especially since you have given your opinion that the woman was a virgin before this?
That's very possible, Counselor.
Now, you also testify, Doctor, that you examined Miss Spencer and found no evidence of marks or bruises. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You examined Miss Spencer's entire body, did you?
Yes.
Back, shoulders, arms, legs, torso?
Everything.
And of course, the purpose of this examination was to see if you could find bruises, even one bruise, that would show that Miss Spencer had been physically abused. Isn't that right?
Yes.
You were literally searching her entire body for that evidence. Isn't that right?
Well, don't make it sound like I was using a magnifying glass, Counselor.
Did you use your best efforts as a practicing physician who knew what she was looking for to find marks and bruises on Miss Spencer's body?
Of course.
And despite your experience and the extent of your search, you found absolutely nothing that even suggested that Miss Spencer had been physically abused in any degree, did you?
No.
What you found was a woman whose physical manifestations were totally consistent with lovemaking, as distinguished from forcible rape. Isn't that the case, Doctor? Doctor.
Yes, that's correct.
No more questions.